पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
दुर्गति नाशिनी दुर्गा जय जय
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 काल विनाशिनी काली 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 जय जय
उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी 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 जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
दुर्गति नाशिनी दुर्गा जय जय
दुर्गति नाशिनी दुर्गा जय जय
काल विनाशिनी काली जय जय
काल विनाशिनी काली जय जय
उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी जय जय
उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकर शरणं शरणं शरणं
काली महेश्वरी पार्वती शंकरि शरणं शरणं शरणं
दुर्गति नाशिनी दुर्गा जय जय
दुर्गति नाशिनी दुर्गा जय जय
काल विनाशिनी काली जय जय
काल विनाशिनी काली जय जय
उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी जय जय
उमा रमा ब्रह्माणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रूपिणी जय जय
राधा सीता रुक्मिणी जय जय
राधा सीता
There's one up there. I'll get another one. You can start.
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि 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 वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिं महादेवसुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं देवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं मारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियम् महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिं गणपतिं then that satsang will be Om Shanti. Full agreement.
सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। We are discussing renunciation or Tyāga, and how Lord Krishna unfolds his nature of renunciation throughout the Bhagavad Gītā. Before we proceed with that, I just wanted to point out to you the Tyāga or the renunciation that we carry out every day, and how that renunciation leads to peace or happiness. And that is our experience of deep sleep. We can experience profound sleep or deep sleep only when everything has been given up. All identification has been given up. So when we try to fall asleep, first of all we give up the consciousness or awareness of the gross body, meaning the identification of the gross body is given up. Then we give up the identification of the mind, because we know as long as our mind is bothering us with some anxiety that we are not able to fall asleep. As long as the pain in the body is bothering us, we cannot fall asleep. Further, the mind also is bothering us with some anxieties, worries, fears, then also we cannot fall asleep. So when we give them up, the identification of the body and the mind, then we fall asleep. So that is the renunciation that we carry out every day. Otherwise, the Upanishad describes how the self leaves everything here. During a waking state, whatever he has been accumulating here, whatever has, it may be wealth, name, fame, power, all of these accumulates during the waking state, works so hard for that, drops everything here, just walks out, goes to the dream state, and supposedly he creates his own world there and also experiences something similar there in the dream state, gives it up, goes to deep sleep state. So this Atma is renunciate, by the way. He doesn't care for anything. He is not attached to anything. Asangoyam Purusha. Upanishad says that this Purusha, the self, is asanga, unattached, detached. And therefore, without batting an eyelid, he can just leave here whatever is there in the waking state. Whatever he may have worked hard to accumulate and acquire, all of that is just left. He goes to the dream state and there also he creates his own world. There also experiences pleasure and pain and whatever. Just drops that also. Goes to deep sleep state. So if you think this daily journey that the self performs in these different states of awareness or different states of mind, how the whole world is left, the waking world is left, the dream world is left, the deep sleep world is left, without batting an eyelid, meaning that without any attachment also, at all. This is called really renunciation because there is no sense of loss. There is no sense of regret that I have given up something, I'm at a loss. No such thing, no such feeling. By the way, this can happen only if you are happy with yourself. Since Atma does not need anything to be happy, therefore he can afford to give up one thing after the other. And this gives us a lesson in a way that someday we also may need to grow to that point where we discover a total self-sufficiency, that we become independent of what is around us, not indifferent. Not that we hate other things, that we don't care for them, we just become independent of them. Meaning that we are happy with the way things are. Independent means we make no demands upon them. Give them the freedom to be what they are. And thus we also enjoy the freedom. See, this is I am describing to you to give you an idea of what is freedom. What is moksha? Moksha is not going out to some other realm or as I say, some miracle. It is just discovering being comfortable with ourselves, being at peace with ourselves. And this moksha we experience every day. And that is the experience of the state of deep sleep when we enjoy total peace, total happiness. See, each one of us is in a way looking forward to the experience of sleep. We prepare carefully for sleep. Make sure that our bed is right, bed sheet is right, the comforter is right, the fan is right. So that elaborate preparation that we make for deep sleep shows that there is something that we are looking forward to. And the reluctance of also to coming out of sleep. The alarm clock must have gotten so many bangs, because I hate it. Because I'm very reluctant to come out of the experience of deep sleep. That shows how I love that. Because I experience happiness, peace in that state. And that is the result of renunciation. Meaning that I gave up the waking world, just left it where it is. Gave up the dream world, left it where it is. That is how then I am with myself. This experience in a way teaches us also what our true nature is. How we ideally do not need anything at all in order to be happy or at peace with ourselves. When we have a healthy relationship, this giving up is a healthy relationship. Because giving up does not create in me any sense of loss or regret. I'm comfortable having them, comfortable not having them. That is called vairagya. You heard the word vairagya. Vairagya means dispassion. And we think that vairagya, dispassion means you turn away from the world, you are disillusioned with the world, I am no more interested. Swami, I don't like to go to movies, I don't like this. So some people think that that state of disinterestedness is vairagya. No, not so. It's not that I'm disillusioned. Swami, now I'm disillusioned by life. Disappointed with life. That may be my own problem, meaning that my own estimate of whatever are my conclusions. But vairagya, renunciation means comfort. And so, just give you the example of the renunciation that we perform every day when we go to sleep. And how we comfortably leave everything where they are and we enjoy ourselves as we are. This is, as I said, what the Vedanta teaches and what Lord Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gītā. So there Lord Krishna gives us as a program of progressively renouncing things. First of all, as we said yesterday, Arjuna at the beginning of the battle declared, Nayotse, Lord, I will not fight the battle. So first of all, this is called inaction. Inaction means it is, this is just called tamas. He just, I don't want to do anything. He lost all motivation to do anything. The mind is made up of sattva, rajas and tamas. These three gunas are three qualities. Sattva is when the mind enjoys peace and tranquility. Rajas is when the mind is agitated. And tamas is when the mind is dull. Each one of us has a mind which is composed of these three dispositions. And at any moment, all the three dispositions are there in varying measure, in varying proportions. Sometimes sattva is predominant, then we feel at peace with ourselves. We feel very happy, cheerful. Sometimes rajas is predominant, we become restless. Sometimes tamas is predominant and we doze off. Like here, in this situation also, you can see. There was one very famous kathakar in India, his name is Murari Bapu. And so he says when Brahma, the creator, created sleep, he assigned place to everything, So the sleep says, please assign me a place, where should I go? Says, go wherever katha is going on. So this is an environment that seems to be very conducive to fall asleep. And some people have no hesitation at all. In front of me, they don't mind. Quite amazing. So tamas, tamas of the mind, to what extent? So sattva, rajas and tamas, these are the dispositions of mind. And when tamas takes over, we lose all initiative. There is no enthusiasm to do anything. And that is what happened to Arjuna. He became sad, he was grieving, and that we described yesterday, for whatever reason. The reason why Arjuna was grieving may be his own reason, and why we may be grieving, we may have our own reason. Meaning that what creates grief would be different for different people. But when the mind is overcome by grief, then situation is, then Gita applies to us. And in that state, as I said, this is a state of tamas. Arjuna lost all the initiative, all enthusiasm. And he declared, Lord Krishna, I will not fight. And then he also gave various reasons why fight is no good, Bhagavan. This battle is no good, because of battle this will happen, that will happen, and there's so many disadvantages, he described. Justifying his inaction. Lord Krishna was listening. And Arjuna declared, Lord, I will not fight. So, this is what first freedom that Lord Krishna teaches is freedom or renunciation of inaction. Inaction is not actionlessness. That is an expression of actionless. Actionless is one thing, inaction is another thing. Actionless is the nature of the self, meaning freedom from the need to perform action. Inaction is inability to perform action. Inability to do something is one thing, and the freedom from the need to do that is another thing. What Lord Krishna wants to teach Arjuna is freedom from need to do this, but that doesn't come by giving up the action. Na karmanam anarambhat nishkarmyam purushosnute. The state of actionlessness is called nishkarmya. It's a very big word, You will come across Bhagavad Gītā when you study that. Nishkarmya means the state of actionlessness. But here we are talking about inaction, not performing action even when it is required. So first of all, Lord Krishna wants Arjuna to renounce this inaction. Lord Krishna says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hya karmanaha. Here Arjuna, perform your enjoined duty, because action at any rate is better than inaction. Why, Swami? Why, Bhagavan? What's wrong if I don't do anything? Sharira yatra pisate na prasiddhet akarmana. Lord Krishna says that if you stop performing action, stop doing anything, and just be there and hope the world will feed you. He says that won't happen for a long time. Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhet akarmana. You become totally inactive. Then it will not be possible for you even to sustain your life. Because you depend upon every human being, and every living being depends upon the whole world to support it. We need air to breathe, we need light to see, we need earth to walk on, we need space to accommodate us. We need all the elements of nature in order, to live, to perform our day-to-day activity. You need sun, you need moon, you need earth, all elements we need. You need your ancestors and parents also. You need your teachers also. Because we need knowledge and we need teachers. We are born and we need to grow, we need our parents. And parents are what they are because of ancestors. Then we need farmers, we need traders, we need, postmen, teachers. All these people in the society we need in order to, provide us the services required for us to live. You need trees also. What do the trees do? Trees give out oxygen and take carbon dioxide. So you need trees, plants, grass, animals, all insects, even mosquitoes. No, Swamiji, why has God created mosquitoes? Somebody asked this sincerely. Why has God created mosquitoes? I said, mosquito may ask, why has God created this human being? I guess everything has a place in the scheme of things. We may not know, of course. We don't know what. Swami, what role mosquito plays? We don't know. We don't know what all who plays. And so this farmer, there are all these rats in his farm, No, he had all snakes in his farm. And he called some specialists and got all the snakes. What did he have? He had rats. Because there is this balance in nature, and all that is required for sustaining a healthy life. Sharira yatra epichet na prasiddhyeta karmana. Lord Krishna says that understand that including rats, everything has a contribution to make. Snakes also make a contribution, rats also make a contribution, mosquitoes also make a contribution which I may not know. But nothing is redundant. So far doctors tell us that the appendix has no role to play. These surgeons don't like certain things in the body. They don't like appendix, they don't like this, tonsils and what is it, gallbladder. Get rid of these things. But I presume that they also must have a role to play. Meaning that, hey Arjuna, your life depends upon a harmony that you enjoy with the rest of the universe, which consists of all this, from single cell, unicellular organism, all the way up to great galaxies, the universe. Harmony, you are benefited from that. And every atom also contributes into the scheme of things. This world will be incomplete without any given thing. And therefore you should also contribute. So this is the first lesson that Lord Krishna gives. Renounce inactivity. You cannot drop out from life. Arjuna and Jaya wanted to drop out from life. I will not fight. He laid down his bow and arrow. Lord Krishna says, thus if you drop out, if you stop contributing, if you stop participating, don't think that the world will support you for any length of time. This is a very strict rule in the nature. So first lesson that Lord Krishna gives of renunciation is renunciation of inactivity. You must be active. And of course, they tell us what is meant by activity, what should we do, not just keep on jumping up and down. It's not just any activity. It is activity that is directed towards your contributing to maintaining the harmony in the universe. How do I know? What should I do? So Vedas tell us what is your duty. That's how the idea of duty came. So Veda is a unique scripture which prescribe what is called duty. Duty means what you are obliged to do. It's called obligatory duty. Nitya karma means obligatory duty that you are supposed to perform every day as your act of contribution. It may specify that perform this homa and perform this offering. And it all consists of various kinds of offerings. to the various elements of the universe. So that included offerings to animals also, to trees also, plants also, insects also. The olden days, the people lived life in harmony with nature. Today, of course, we don't know where nature is anyway, so it's difficult. Today, Swami, where should I go to feed the crows? There are no crows. So, we may not be literally able to do what was specified at that time, we understand. But at least the spirit of why this was prescribed to us. And thus find out the present, in the present circumstances, what would be the way for me to be in harmony with the ecosystem or with the nature. You cannot directly contribute, then you support the cause, there are others who contribute. So this was, Lord Krishna says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam, may perform your appointed duty. Meaning that there is a place that you enjoy as an individual in the scheme of things, and therefore you should play a role. You also should make your contribution as you receive the contribution from the rest of the world. See, this is a very beautiful vision that is given to us. So there Bhagavad Gītā gives us the overall vision of the universe and our place in the universe. And this interdependence that exists in the universe. How we are dependent upon the rest of the universe in some way or the other, and how therefore we should also play a role of the appropriate contribution to the universe. So this interdependence was recognized by the Vedas. That no man is an island, they used to say, because you're not an isolated person. Recognize your place and function. So that's what Lord Krishna says, Niyatam kuru karmatvam, in 3rd chapter, here Arjuna, may you perform niyata karma, perform your duty. Duty being an action which is an appropriate form of contribution that we should make in response to the contributions that we receive from the rest of the universe. So first, renunciation of inactivity. Then when you perform your action, other thing you should make sure is that may you perform your action in keeping with the dharma or with the order, basic order of life. That there happens to be a basic order or law in the universe. That the whole universe acts in accordance with that law. In Vedas, that law was called dharma. Wake up that fellow. What is his name? Your neighbor? At least have some respect to keep awake, if nothing else, Sit straight and keep your eyes open. Maybe he didn't have enough sleep last night or whatever. Yeah. You give them some work at night or also? Keep them busy? No.
But I keep them busy through the day.
So night is not enough for rest, I guess. No, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about this, to draw your attention of everybody towards you, but he's Arjuna's condition, Niyatam kuru karmatvam, and there Arjuna, perform your your appointed duty. Karmajyayo hyakarmana. Action is at any rate better than inaction. Doing something is better than not doing anything. Of course, doing something in keeping with dharma. Now, there are many people who do things, so not doing something destructive, but doing something in keeping with dharma. And so, while doing your activity, make sure that whatever you do is in harmony with the obtaining law. Yet there is a law around which the universe functions. And that law is called dharma. Dharana dharma. Swamiji must have perhaps pointed out to you, why is it called dharma? Dharana dharma. That which upholds everything is called dharma. Which sustains everything, upholds everything. That we find that this universe is functioning in harmony. There are no star wars, there are no conflicts between different elements of nature, is it not so? And there is no coup, or what a coup, meaning that someday fire says, I'm not going to follow this law. I'll burn at whatever temperature I want. Every element does exactly what it is appointed to do. The sun rises as appointed in the morning and sets as appointed in the evening. And for, not centuries, for millennia, for millions of years, the sun is doing that. Someday also it does not wake up 1 hour late. Here I get late because my problem, but that doesn't happen to sun. Sun never wakes up late and never goes home early. And they're all laughing, Swami, what are you talking like a little student boy, a school boy? This is, sun is not a conscious entity, sun. We, just for your information, we worship sun as Devata, as though it is a sentient or conscious entity. And so also earth, and so also fire and water, and all the elements are all worshipped. That may be like superstition, probably you may say, what is this, Swamiji? Worshipping all these elements, and these all sound superstition. But it is superstition for one who is insensitive, but for one who is sensitive, maybe it is not superstition. One who is, rishis maybe have developed their sensitivity to recognize, that sun is a live entity. The Vedas do not look upon the universe as an inert or insentient thing. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and places, when you see that these various elements are looked upon as, as live entities. I don't want to, bore you for it too, but then, like this earth, looks like incense. Earth also has a body that we see, and then there is a subtle body the earth also has. So earth also is a live entity, so is sun, moon, and so forth. This is how the Upanishads describe these elements. We, of course, will feel, Swami, this is all superstition. But imagine somebody who has developed that sensitivity to recognize. Can you imagine the sensitivity of a sage who recognizes everything is Brahman? Brahman is the subtlest thing in order for you to recognize that you must also become extremely sensitive. It is not just an intellectual activity that as I realize everything is Brahman. That's one thing, that to recognize it just logically. But to see that fact in your life, we have to grow. And this is process of growth that, the scriptures prescribe and Lord Krishna prescribes in Bhagavad Gītā. And that process is called renunciation. Yet, the spirit of renunciation and implementing that in our life is a means of our inner growth, emotional growth. So call it emotional growth. What is emotional growth? developing greater and greater sensitivity. You can understand, more sensitive you are, more you can appreciate the subtle things of life. In Gujarati they talk about singing in front of a buffalo, Reciting Bhagavatam in front of buffalo, Tyāga Bhagavat. That's what they say. What can buffalo? You offer a beautiful rose to buffalo, he'll just eat it up, what else can he do? I'm not trying to criticize or condemn buffalo, I'm saying that it is just, that is how it is, meant to be that way. Good that it is not more sensitive than that, otherwise we would have a problem. Otherwise buffalo would have complained, he say, hey, I'm giving more milk than this cow, and you're worshipping cow, and you're not worshipping me. Then buffalo would perhaps, So it doesn't do that. So Ishvara has given the necessary sensitivity to everybody, and that's where they are. But we can see how evolution is nothing but growing in sensitivity. Human being is the most evolved because we are the most sensitive people. And now as far as the physical growth or evolution is concerned, I guess Bhagavan has done the job. That's what our Swami used to say. Ishvara has completed his work by evolving the human being who is the most evolved and sophisticated creation. The further evolution that is what we have to carry out. That is your emotional growth, spiritual growth, growth in sensitivity. This is what we have to do. That's the agenda with which we are born. I mean, enjoying life, eating, drinking, making merry is all fine. But they say that's what animals also do. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam ja, samanyametat pashubhir narana. Ahara, appeasing hunger. Nidra, resting, sleeping. Bhaya, protecting oneself. Maithunam, procreation. That's common to animals and human beings. And if that is where we spend our life, it's not much different from human beings. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha dharmena hiyana pasavich samanaha. What vishesha, the special thing about human being is called dharma, which is the means of growth, evolve further. Not evolve physically, evolve emotionally, and therefore spiritually. What is Swami emotional evolving evolution, emotional maturity? Is that we discover that sensitivity. When our mind is attacked by, confronted by, is overtaken by these impulses of anger, etc., then we are very insensitive. An angry person is a very insensitive person, Lord Krishna describes the whole sequence of how kama leads to krodha, etc., and krodhat bhavati sammoha. When a person gets angry, he just loses all vivek or sense of proportion. For an angry person, the innocent person looks guilty and he punishes that. And guilty person looks, because he has lost his viveka or discrimination. So to overcome all these kind of impulses, then only the real beauty in our, the self is the most beautiful thing in the world, And one way you can say the purpose of life is to evolve in that beauty, to manifest that beauty. Manifest the wholeness of perfection which is ourself, to bring to manifestation that. It is the real purushartha, the real effort in life. In that process you can eat and drink and make merry, nothing wrong in it. But remember that should not distract us from the main agenda, main purpose for which we are born. So the simple reason is that more you evolve, happier you are. If happiness is what we are seeking, then that can only be attained by evolving. Because we said yesterday, happiness doesn't come from outside, it comes from ourselves. And more evolved we are, more sensitive we are, more emotionally mature we are, happier we are. But happiness is nature of the self. Yesterday we gave the example of a pool of water and how what is at the bottom becomes manifest when the water is clean and calm. And so also when the mind becomes clean and calm, how your own happiness manifests. So if you understand this scheme of life, then the priorities will become clear. I'm not saying that, attaining the material things are of not importance. That wealth is important, name, fame, power, all are important. But in that we should not lose sight of the fact that the primary purpose of the life is to grow or evolve emotionally so that we can be really happy. Those things can make us happy provided we know how to enjoy them. As I said, place a beautiful bouquet of roses before a buffalo. What will you do? I have no problem. You think, why do you keep on Swamiji talking about buffalo all the time? Poor thing. What has it done to you? No, it's not done anything to me. It happened once, that I think on the bank of the Ganges, when buffalo came and hit a sadhu. And he got so upset and so angry that he started propagating against buffaloes. This buffalo is this demon and that become buffalo, things like that. No, that is not, I don't have any issue with buffalo. Just a poor thing, just an example. Some of you may not even seen buffalo, I'm afraid, In the United States there's no buffalo, isn't it? Huh? Bison. That's in forest, not... So I'm talking about buffalo and people are wondering, what are you talking about, Swami? Never seen it, never heard of it. So, thus Lord Krishna says, you have to initiate this process of inner evolution. It will not take place automatically. As we said yesterday, we have to learn how to be happy. We have to create happiness for ourselves. We have to avoid unhappiness for ourselves. It will not automatically happen. And we are fortunately given enough means to accomplish that. And that happens when we understand this whole process that we are discussing here. So these fundamentals of life are very important to understand. Then whatever you do as far as your academic and professional career and other things are concerned, which is fine, along with that, this also goes on. This is not ignored. This is not, that understand that emotional growth also is an important agenda in our life. That we should progress. What is emotional, Swamiji? That we are not overcome by the impulse of anger and lust and greed and stuff like that. That we can maintain our, self-dignity. A person, when he or she becomes angry, there's no dignity. So these impulses make us like slaves. We lose our freedom. To remain free and enjoy freedom, we must become free from these impulses. And that is where this this understanding of life comes. So Lord Krishna begins by teaching renunciation of Arjuna, don't sit tight, don't remain inactive, don't. And if you think that you will not do anything, then the world will not support you. It's a very simple rule. In our life that is there or not, but otherwise in the universe the simple rule is there. Our family may support us, my mother is okay, my beta, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't do anything, but for some time. Not in United States, but in India they do. Here, I think, at 18 you leave home and you are on your own. That's a good system or whatever, but in India, parents think that until my child becomes 25, it is my responsibility. And get them married and then first child and things like that, settle it down. Not here. Not in the universe anyway. Sorry. But then the idea is that Arjuna, you recognize and participate. Don't drop out. So, Sharirayatra pichate na prasiddheda karmana. So it begins with, so this is all renunciation of this kind of tamasic, tendencies of the mind, which takes over me and then prevents me from participation. He says, no, don't submit to that. Overcome any tendencies which want you to drop out or, want you to withdraw, not participate in this whole yajna. So Lord Krishna calls it a yajna, means a universal sacrificial ritual going on where all elements are making offerings. So you also join. So in Bhagavad Gītā, Lord Krishna gives us a whole picture of the universe. Arjuna, look at this. Annāt bhavanti bhūtāni parjanyāt dhanna sambhavah yajñāt bhavati parjanyah yajñah karma samudbhavah. See, the human living beings are born from food consumed by the parents. Food comes from rain. Rain comes from clouds. So what brings cloud and how does rain happen? Lord, by yajna. So when you perform this kind of acts of contribution, that's called yajna. And that is what brings rain and prosperity. So the Western countries are prosperous, means that there must be spirit of yajna there. At least hard work, honesty, work ethics. This is what the Western people have. Whether they are aware of this yajna and things like that is a different thing. But they all have hard work. And that is unfortunately slowly that culture is deteriorating. I don't know how many years ago I was here, but then that time people were very conscious about their work and duty. And I think now in last 60 years or so, I find here also slowly people want to take it easy. Here you have to make sure that your staff does what is required to do and you supervise and watch over and so on. But in our times it was not so bad. People were very more conscious and in the US. But that's what Lord Krishna is teaching here, is participation. And that also requires renunciation, because there is a part of me I don't want to do. So Arjuna, in fact, he just symbolizes, what happens to us. He says, I don't want to do. And therefore Lord Krishna says, no, you have to, because otherwise you can't survive. In the scheme of things you cannot survive. So for number one, not only act, but then second thing is act in the spirit of participation. Act not just as you want, but act in keeping with the dharma or the order. And that is where these values come. The values that we are learning, like non-violence, truthfulness, all of these are based on dharma. That is called dharma. Because when we are functioning in, in the society, then make sure that what I do does not harm others. For I have freedom to attain my own goals, it should not be at the cost of others. That's called ahimsa. So, this is how Lord Krishna begins, because each one of them requires, in order for you to be honest, you have to renounce your impulse of having it easy way out, shortcuts. Even following dharma also requires the overcoming or renouncing the tendency to take shortcuts. Get more than your share by dharma. That tendency is there, getting more than my share, grab it. So when we were children and going out to park, so we had little money, one anna, something, you don't know money. We didn't have any kind of, parents didn't give us money for, what is it, pocket money and stuff like that. Well, you have accumulated, one anna is 1/16th of a rupee, And so there are half a dozen friends are there, and each contributes, and we have it, the mixture, chavana, all wrapped in newspaper, And then we go in the evening, not picnic, just for outing, and then in the garden, you open that thing, people are all surrounding, and then you have to watch that game, how everybody grabs as much as they can. If you are slow in eating, the other fellows will get away, you won't get much. So this is a tendency of grabbing. Lord Krishna says, don't be a grabber, become a giver. These are all ideal values, and I must caution you that while practicing this, you have to be careful and make sure that you protect yourself. I will talk about that. But in general, this is a value. Okay, we'll take a break here and we'll see you in the afternoon. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.